Hello to everyone who got to today's second video. Thanks to everyone who watched the first one and did not forget to write their opinion about the stories. My name is Jimmy. Let's get started. Story 1 from user GreatPruneFevro55. I always wanted to get a cat. Remind you that I love dogs more than cat. But I saw a cat's love in nature once, and that gave me a different respect for nature and cats. I am from a third world country. We don't have pets. The dogs roam on the street and cats infested our homes. Likewise, a cat infested our home when she gave birth to 2 little kittens in our attic. Everyone was frustrated. What to do with it? Time went by. I used to give those little kittens leftover chickens. I used to chew the chicken up into little bite-sized pieces for those kittens and give it to them. I don't know whether I did right or wrong by feeding them chicken chewed by me. If you are thinking I did something wrong, remind you, I had to chew them into pieces because they cannot eat the whole big chunk. Also, I did not chew leftover chicken, I chewed my own chicken, served to me. There were little kittens outside. How can I eat without giving them anything? Also, for some reason cats have great nose. Wherever the cat was, when we cooked or bought anything with meat or blood in it, she came and was able to locate it exactly. With time, the kittens grew and left the attic. Now the cat family was living in something which I can describe as old warehouse, where we threw unusable items around. It was attached to our house though. The mother cat used to leave the kittens and go search for rats. The kittens used to play around on their own. Sometimes they came near to me. Some days the mama cat got some rats and came home with it on her mouth. Some days nothing. But when she got home, she meowed, and the 2 kittens went running to her. I felt like as if a parallel life was being lived with us. Same venue, same emotions, but different bodies, but parallel life. We were humans. They were cats, but we were all the same. And one fateful day, one of her kitten was lost. No one knew where the kitten went. I have never heard a despair in my life before than that. The way the mother cat was giving her voice to her child. The way everything was stood still. She kept searching, meowing for her baby the whole day. We have more than an acre of field at the back of our house. She sniffed every inch of it, trying to find a clue for her baby. The whole day went by, and she could not find her baby. Then she came back in the evening. I will never forget that scene in my life, ever again. She let her kittens play around. But after she lost one, she came home, and she slept, with the remaining kitten wrapped around her arms. She slept with her remaining baby so close to her, like she never want to leave her baby apart. I am far from those cats now. It has been years. Those kittens might have grew up and had babies of their own, but they will always be the most beautiful and emotional thing that I have witnessed. I love dogs, but I respect cats for what I have seen. Note, I have photos of those kittens, and especially of the cat holding her remaining baby after coming home tired of searching for her baby. If you want, I can upload it. Edit. Wow. I have never thought that I would share this picture with anyone in my life. These were personal, very delicate to me. I guess getting drunk and telling the story does help you get things off your chest and your drive. I had those in my Google Drive and watch them sometimes. I have uploaded it here. This is the picture of the cat and her remaining baby looking over the large field ahead. This is the picture of the tired mama cat when she came back tired to her remaining cat. She never hold her kittens that close to her ever. She hold her like she never wanted to let her remaining kitten go away. Edit. If you were expecting high-quality video, then sorry about that. I took the photo on Zoom from far because I didn't want to go near the cat and make her feel like I am after her remaining baby. Apparently, cats don't care about looking good for social media. Also, my grandmother don't care about that stuff too. Edit. I also have videos of how she used to let her kittens play around before, but I couldn't figure out how to upload the video. Major edit. It was a hot summer day, so I kept all my windows and doors open while sleeping. My bed was attached to the window, and at around 1 a.m. midnight, I could hear very loud meowing. Just a long meowing. I knew one was coming from my warehouse. The other one seems to come from a house across the street. Not exactly across, but a couple of houses away. The meowing was like a karaoke. One meowed and the other meowed. And the mother kitten started following the sound of the meowing. And they met. I could not believe I could understand emotions behind a cat's meowing. First, when the kitten was lost, it was despair. Then, there was searching meow, but without any hope in heart. Then that night, it was the searching meow, but with a little hope in heart, because the lost kitten was also meowing at the same time. And the moment they met, it was just frolicking and joyous meow. Most importantly, I could hear the other kitten, which was not lost, also meowing so loud and happy to meet its siblings. The meowing continued for a while, and it faded slowly. I knew it was coming from my warehouse then. I don't have any photos or anything, but I am pretty sure the family most have slept cuddled up as one bundle of joy. The next morning, I woke up to see the reunion. I couldn't. Turns out, after the baby was found, the car mama changed their home, maybe because she thought that place was not safe. Maybe she might have moved not too far, maybe a couple of houses down, because I still occasionally saw her in the neighborhood. A happy ending after all. Story 2 from user Junior Char Singer 3515. Cheating on my wife. I was a SAHD in a new city we moved to so my wife could get a promotion. She did and worked 14-hour days for about a year. It was a super conservative area, and I had a real hard time finding a friend. I fell into a deep depression, spent 3 years in therapy and started working. Just didn't feel like I was worth anything. Then my wife found a Satcham group. I joined, and 2 years later another woman joined who was in a similar situation. We became fast friends. An affair ensued. My wife noticed a change immediately. Started commenting about how upbeat and chipper I seemed to be all of a sudden. Weeks turned to months. My wife hardly even noticed we weren't having sex anymore. After about 4 years, my girlfriend passed away. That was close to 10 years ago now. The affair was disclosed in therapy, and I've never felt the urge to cheat again. Just the affirmation that I got was still valuable, and being wanted by someone was all I needed. My wife and I are retired now, and we spend all of our time together. My affair allowed me to stay in a healthy mental state until she accomplished what she wanted to do in her professional life, and just didn't have time for me. It's not a story I tell. Usually because most people can't get past their own feelings of betrayal. I wish I had met her sooner so I didn't have to spend years depressed. I also give my wife credit for understanding I never intended to betray her or hurt her, and I wasn't upset with our relationship. I needed that companionship at that time in my life. She has actually said she feared I was going to hurt myself. She has said she never wanted me to cheat, but is glad I took care of my own needs and can be here with her now. Story 3 from user Badly Timed Harambe. I was an incredibly anxious, daily panic attacks, near censored, low self-esteem slut and PC addict. Prone to jealously angry at the world, crying myself to sleep most nights. The below habits I've formed have got me to an amazing place. First action was therapy. Incredibly lucky enough parents could pay for me to go. Helped with anxiety and started to change how my brain read situations. Lasted a year. 8 hours of sleep a night, 2 to 3 liters of water. Healthy, varied meals with plenty of grains, seeds, nuts, fiber, and 1 g of protein per lb of body fat. Greatly reduced sugar intake. Daily shot of kefir to help gut health, and a vitamin drink to fill any nutrient gaps. Pretty much alcohol-free, might drink 1 to 2 times a month in social settings. Compared to binge drinking, pizzas, donuts, or not eating throughout the day. Exercise at least once a day. Training for a marathon and doing calisthenics workouts 3 days a week. Training for functionality and athleticism rather than aesthetics. Compared to obsessive, attempted bodybuilding in order to mask over my incredibly low self-esteem, thinking I needed to be really muscly to find a girlfriend. Making more efforts with friends. Having no shame in being the one to make the effort to organize and reach out for trips and plans. compared to feeling jealous and resentment of friends meeting up without me, when I hadn't reached out or made an effort for months as I expected the first text. They still messaged, but in my depression pit, I would then believe they weren't texting enough. Journaling when I feel myself spiraling into a low mood helps to stop it in its tracks. Cut out slut and limit PC gaming, as I have an addictive personality, replaced with exercise and fitness goals to chase. I still sometimes regress into my previous mental state, watch video, game for hours on end, stop eating healthy because I'm lazy. I used to feel shame for this, but have come to realize 90% of the time I'm doing great and have already come so far and don't get hung up on it. I'm rewiring years of unhealthy habits. 3 steps forward, 1 step back. I still suffer from anxiety to varying degrees, but have made strides in meeting new people, public speaking at work, and socializing. Have had a girlfriend of 3 years who's massively into her mindfulness, wellness, and is training to become a psychotherapist, so she helps massively. Realize no one might read this, but has been therapeutic to write down the journey. Story 4 from user Mumijivibes. Honestly, after searching for answers for my mental state for 15 years, I have come to realize that regulating my body and nervous system plays such a huge role in what feelings and thoughts come to me and how I am able to interact with them. Learning to approach my mental health from a body-based approach, as well as a language-based approach that most therapies use and that I had used for years, helps me find more peace and calm. More things. Practicing mindfulness, meditation. Breathing, exercising, alt nostril, tummo, CO2 tolerance. Gut health and probiotics. Vitamin D and B vitamins, understanding nutrients and uptake. Studying compassion and body-based therapy and polyvagal theory. Making up a little voice inside my head that is a representation of a pure, all-knowing kindness. Seeing myself as a character in a book that I am rooting for when I go through things and make decisions. Eating enough protein, hormone regulation. Watching stuthless YouTube videos for journal prompts, cold showers, learning to sit through hard things, reminding myself that all things pass, meditating on death and endings, learning about the ovulation hormone cycle, symbolism, intuitive eating, consuming, yoga, walking, gratitude, reading books, no social media, do not disturb setting on phone, traveling new perspectives, therapies and psychology, hugs, physical touch, animals, talking to strangers, doing something nice for myself or someone else, less sugar and caffeine. The gym helps me a lot as well. Mindfulness walks, reading books and being immersed in stories. Story 5 from user deleted. I'm a bit late now, and I didn't do anything physical like take a vacation or change my routine. What did it for me was letting go and forgiving. I'm not religious, and I don't ever plan to be, but I was so angry and upset with the world. I won't go into it, but when I was 19, I tried to kill myself after having some very difficult times in life. Now I won't say I didn't deserve to be sad. If I did go into it, you'd understand. But at some point, I realized I had to start letting go. I actively talked to myself, starting with forgiving those who wronged and changed me. I realized my hate for them was doing nothing but make me sad while they lived their lives. Next was the world. I still thought the universe hated me and wanted me miserable. Then I started talking to myself, or the universe. I don't really know, but I knew I had to forgive it. I had to forgive the shitty things it had done to my life, and over time I really started to let go. I kept actively doing this until I really think I forgave everything that had happened to me. Once I wasn't so filled with sadness and hate from these things out of my control, I started to see that there were great things in the world, and I was missing on marvels because I was looking at the misery. I started seeing how beautiful life can be, how great relationships can be when you're no longer scared of it crashing down. I started to cherish the moments I had, instead of worrying, what if this gets taken away too? I realized things do get taken away, and they hurt. But that hurt comes because of the good times had. I'm still not perfectly healthy in my brain, as I still need to forgive myself for things I did when I was so filled with hate and sadness. But overall, I would consider myself a decently happy person now. But hate and anger, be it for others, the universe, your God, or yourself, blinds you from the good side of life. Forgiveness opens that window to peace. Thanks to everyone who was here today. Don't forget to leave comments under the video. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.